Once again,
did I tell you I love your hair?
Thank you.
When you came in this morning, I had to look at it and I'm like, oh, this is really fine.
Thank you.
Good morning, good to have you back here.
Yeah. You know, at times when you have something new, you find it difficult to, quickly, adapt into it. This morning I was just looking at it, yesterday I was a bit skeptical.
Then today you look at it. We are telling you it's fine now.
Let me just, Shebi is more my added money. I used to buy it.
It's your added money you used to buy it, so obviously.
So I got to use it.
All right. Of course, we have a guest in the studio this morning. Today, we'll talk politics. We look at the stories that broke out. And I have Olayinka Oladaniels. There is a Yinka Kenny here. There is a Olayinka here. Olayinka Oladaniels, a constitutional lawyer and a social activist. The man who has refused to declare, and we're telling him to declare. Back in the studio with us this morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Tommy Singh. I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning,
Madam Yinka.
He has refused to toast me, but I will continue to crush him.
Can we just declare?
Very soon, we are working hard.
Okay, who are the we are we? You saw what I wrote on here? We want to declare.
I don't know. I've been asking.
One person will not be doing this work.
I've been asking.
So that's the who are the we? We want to declare.
Okay. Please let us declare so that we can know where we are going. Yeah. Because we need some of the we's to we
want to declare.
Yeah.
Is that not what everybody has been doing? But anyway, let's take a look at the stories in the papers this morning. Okay. Yesterday, the Northern Elders Forum endorsed 2 people for their North consensus candidates. But PDP ex-governors and aspirants reject consensus candidate Obi Ngige Mai Anyim rally ethnic nationalities for Southeast presidential bid. Igbo leaders deny Wike Amechi. Rivers governor donates 200 million naira in Kaduna. Wike donates 200 million naira in Kaduna. All right, sir.
I've given more before. When he was still Tambo's friend. Remember that? Yeah. When there was a time, the other time they were trying to push in Tambo and all the when he went to Sokoto, then he donated 500 million. That was after the he donated.
Okay, hold on, please. I need. Should I break the table?
Please go ahead.
Can we look at Wikipedia and tell us the history of Wike? I want to know how rich he was, his net worth before he became governor.
Even if he's rich, let me put it that way. You are a governor.
Yes.
And as a public servant, you have to be careful how you do some things. And if you follow Asiwaju so far in his donation, you see 50 million like that, like that. Okay, some people say, okay, maybe it's rich. You are a governor, even if you are rich. And before you became governor, what was your asset? What was what do you have? So dishing out money. Well, I hope that when this whole thing is over and when another administration comes in and we have another president not in his place, then he may have to account for a lot. Because dishing out money, if you remember, when he dished out that money, the 500 million, the people of Rivers came out in mass and they were crying. Gratuity you didn't pay, pensions you did not pay,
and
you dishing out so much money. From which color? Is it your personal money or the government or the money of the people of Rivers State?
Because even if you are someone who has a whole lot of money, I think 500 million is a whole lot, $500 million.
Yeah, that's $500 million. Now on this time now to Kaduna, 200 million. 200 million. Where is the money coming from? Whose money is this money? For what purposes? For your presidential bid? I don't understand. why some of our leaders, the so-called public officers, are just careless in in their ways of doing things.
Anyway, he's been said to be worth about 225 billion naira.
Okay.
And he made the money apparently from being a politician and being a lawyer. He has investments in oil and gas as well as real estate all over Nigeria. He's one of the 10 richest governors in Nigeria. Okay, I'm just going to stay with
you see, it's not a problem for me. No one says that he may not be a rich guy, but
500
hold on. By the time this
all of this is
whole movie is
but I'm going to watch the next season.
In the next season, by the time it's done, then you will have to prove how that money came to be. Whether it's money, if it's his money, then he needs to show us how he made his money. Once you can clear that, why not? If it's your money, you can spend your money anyhow you want it.
But do you not think? Okay, maybe not.
No breaking of tables. Okay. All of his body buried according to tradition, says Your High Chief. My romance with Oba Deyemi by his ex-wife that made made loads of noise on social media yesterday on Instagram. Olori Supergirl, you had Instablog, everybody talking about this Olori that
In fact, the condition I gave for marrying a second wife, that if the second wife will come from a late Oba, that means if an Oba has Oloris and he dies, then I can choose to marry
one of them.
You have
that's
the only condition. I have to have a second wife.
But now
I have.
You have options.
I have options. So I'll be paying a visit to Barra.
You people should watch out. You guys everything.
Oh my God!
A policeman case.
They believe the so-called should I call it a myth or a belief or a practice now or whatever? I don't know how to qualify it, that you don't marry the ex-wife of the king. Now we're not talking about the ex-wife.
The living king.
No, that's what I'm talking about. We're not talking about the ex-wife. Now we're talking about
his widow.
So what is but I think the people blah and blah and blah. Yesterday I read somewhere that one of the kingmakers was saying that they have to go through some
traditional rites,
cleansing, blah and blah.
No, but that's not.
And don't forget also that what we know as to burial of such kings, I mean the others, they have their traditions and all that. And don't forget what happened this time. The Muslims said they are burying him.
They conducted their service.
The service, the Muslims' rights and all that, which some of them were of the opinion that is strange, because the kind of Oba is not just, we all know that these are historians, these are, these are custodians, of history. So these are kings that, when you talk about kings, you don't joke with such, not just third or second. So now, at that time, and if for them to consider going that means things are changing. Okay, we're using the Muslim right.
No, but they did both. What they did was they allowed. My director has the video from Saturday, from Saturday's news. There was a service. The Islamic rites were performed on his body. Wrapped up and then put in a small box. And then after the Islamic rites, his body was handed over back to the traditional council.
Oh, so really?
I thought it wasn't buried. They performed the Islamic rites and then it was handed over back. So that's why it's in the news today. He was buried
because
according to tradition.
I understand that the Shango,
everybody has to do their own rites.
They said no, that
they can't bury him. Even if he's a Christian Oba, you're going to do your rites, conduct your service, and then you hand his body back.
And going back to the women, what is also said about the women, the wives, the widows, that they have to conduct some
cleansing and all
cleanses
that.
and all
But that's normal.
Well, according to tradition.
According to tradition.
Like for me, I don't come into when religious or people's beliefs. So if that's their belief, why not? They should go out.
Except they choose not to move on. My grandmother was a wife of a king, and she married somebody else after.
But
and had a child.
it would be very unfair for some of them are young.
Yeah.
So you can say, and probably not even okay. I remember the last one. Does the last one have a child now?
Yeah,
I
the
think
current,
the latest
one
one.
of them
The
is
latest one.
nursing a baby. I wouldn't
Okay,
know.
There is
if it's
the
last
newest one is
the newest
nursing a
is
baby.
nursing a baby.
Yeah.
Because if they are young and you're saying that they can't, I mean, even the Bible says after death, death do auspice. So after death, you are free to go ahead, whether they conduct their whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, me, I'm coming. If I will marry the second wife, nothing will happen. So it's the beliefs of different people.
So you're going to break the
Yeah. So I think they should just let them. Maybe the older ones among them may decide to, stay back. But
Stay back.
we all know our traditions. If we have to go that route, they have to do what they have to do.
Yeah.
You are marrying before you marry a king.
You already know
You know
what's
what is
up.
how
You
what is
know what's
involved.
up.
And if you're marrying a man of 83 years and you are 20 something, you should know that whatever happens,
Obviously.
so
Obviously.
you just
All
have
things-
to,
all things
and
being
you
equal.
need to, because I'm sure when the king was marrying them, I'm sure they went through some
Rites as
rituals
well.
or some rites and
Rites
all
as
that.
well.
So you should be able to just follow that. No wala, no noise, quietly.
All right. You have more stories. APC begins sale of forms in Abuja and states. 3 directors fired. Page 3 of the Nation newspaper tells us about that story. Let's take a look at this other one, the Punch newspaper.
Yeah, Punch newspaper, politics. Electoral Act, Amechi Indige. Others risk disqualification over failure to resign. We will disqualify them at screening if they fail to resign. That's coming from the party chieftain. And APC submits register to INEC ahead of deadline. Commences sale of forms today. Ruling party awaits court judgment on controversial section. Fails to refund aspirants. Ooh, really? The more talked about refund. We talked about it here after the convention. So up until now, no refund has been made. Do you see that?
When it comes to money, money can easily come in. To go out is always the problem. Well, I hope that they will get their refund and I hope that they will pay. But one thing about refund is not easily.
It doesn't come
It doesn't
easily.
come easily like that. Now, going back to
Disqualification.
Disqualification. I think one is the right move. If they want to avoid what happened, the Rivers Zamfara, the saga.
Yeah.
If they want to avoid it, I think the best way is to add the screening point. No, voila, you can stay there. You may not. You don't have to resign. It's your choice. It's a choice. You may stay there, but
And you're talking about political appointees now.
Because what these people are saying now, there's a problem. Because section 8412, what he emphasized, he talked about political appointments to maybe the president. That's all those essays.
For example, the Attorney General has declared his contesting for governorship position.
If you look at it now, those essays to this and blah blah, all of them are resigning. And
Yes.
to take
Yeah.
different. But now, what the Ingiges, the Amechis, are relying on, and what they are claiming is, look, yes, I'm a minister. I am not a political appointee. I am a public servant. That is what they are telling us. Now, yes, meaning that we then have to go to court for court to interpret
What
that
political
section,
appointee
because already, don't forget that the Court of Appeal had jettisoned the Federal High Court judgment on saying, oh no, go back to Constitution, delete Section 8412.
No.
Of course, that one is no longer. That's the reason why some of them have to, and that's the reason why the political party is saying, look,
if you don't resign,
if you want to come in, then you have to resign. Because at the screening now, they have to screen them out so that they don't cause them what happened in Rivers
end up winning the election and then they take them away.
That's what will happen, because you win election and tomorrow the other party will go to court and they say you did not follow due process, you didn't resign at the time you're supposed to resign, and this is the provision of the law, and you will get to that point. And what happened? The court takes you out and they bring in and you remember what happened in Zafara, you remember what happened in Rivers, even in, so they bring in another person. So we don't want to go through this route, and that is the reason why the party is saying, look, we abide by the laws. This is the provision of the laws. Now you are not in a position to interpret the law.
The law, you're not.
The appropriate quarters, which is the court,
interpretation.
so right now is either you do this, is either they interpret now
and get it right.
and get it right before our screening. So if you cannot achieve that, and if the court will not interpret that, and the law is not known to what you are telling us, because you know all of them is about me, myself, and I. They want to, you can see some of them. You can even see some of them buying two forms, two different forms.
Buying
I lose
governorship and buying
president, I'll
presidential,
do
or
go
buy
to Senate,
Senate.
and so like, that is the crop of politicians we have in this part of the world, this country. Yeah, it's sad, and that is why you see these people, and the truth is they are only risking their ambition. They are the one that have ambition. They are the one that want to become president.
But let me now ask the question here. You said these are the crop of politicians we have in this country. This has been the tradition, because I can remember Okorocha in those days wanted to do second bid as a governor, and they wanted to contest for presidency as well. We were both. So it's been the norm.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said this is a crop of politicians.
Do you think it is greed that propels them to do that, or do you think it is a true desire to serve?
No value, no ideology. It's not any desire to serve. It's the desire to serve your pocket, yourself, and yourself alone. Nobody cares about the people. Nobody is a patriot here. Nobody cares about the country. It's about me, myself, and I. That is why they will do anything to get that power. It's about power, and power. And it's about all the peripheral, all the what do I call it now?
Monuments of office that will come.
All those things that come with all those things that
and maybe the power.
I am. Yes, power. So they just want to be relevant, whether they have ideas or not, whether they have. They should go with our ancestors or not. The only is, I want to be in charge. I want to take it whether you benefit or not, because I don't see any reason why you can make up your mind, because it is only someone that does not have an ideology that will say, okay, if I don't get presidency, I will get Senate. If I don't get Senate, I will get governorship. It doesn't make sense to me as a person. Take one. What do you want to do? How do you want to contribute?
Where do you particularly
Where
need
do you
to serve?
understand? So you must decide where you want to serve and what you are bringing to the table. And that is why we are saying, because all these politicians, they have nothing to bring to the table. And how will they bring anything to the table? For instance, APC is selling funds for 3070 for presidential. That is 100 million. And somebody did some calculations the other time, and he said that for 4 years of presidency, your salary is about 54 there about something million.
No, that's not possible, because President Muhammad Buhari's salary is a 30 million naira per month. So in 4 months, you actually get your money back.
No. You are talking about all those allowance and all 30 those
million, 30 million, 30 million, 30 million.
What I'm saying, the 30 million, that is not the salary.
You are talking about the basic salary.
Yeah, I'm talking about basic salary. You are giving us all the things together. You're talking about all the everything that they need to put to the salary, the allowance, the wardrobe, this, that. That's, you're putting all that together. But basic salary for that 4 years is about 50-something million. So now, if I am coming to then invest 100 million for a 54 million, how do you see that? Check the arithmetic. It doesn't make sense as far as I'm concerned. But they would do anything to bring the money because they know what they are coming to do.
Of course, all of that is...
same way with all these people bringing... That is why the party doesn't care that, well, for us, this is what we can... when somebody raised the issue, how come PDP is doing 40 million and you are doing 100 million? They said, well, they don't know how PDP wants to do it, but for us, we need money. to carry out this tax. We need money to
run
do
this
this
election.
to run this election. So how do we get the money? And know that it's by selling our farms. The people that can afford it, they will come and buy the farm, and we use this farm to run our elections.
And that is why at the end of the day, we do not even get the right candidates. And
Very
we
well.
talk about our voters apathy. Why we will not have voters apathy when you look at the candidates and you just look at it and who do I really want? Who can I entrust my,
My vote.
my vote
That's
to?
why you don't see people with merit coming to, because an average person that can deliver may not
Cannot-
be able to boast of 50 million naira. Except friends will come together
And
to say,
contribute
okay,
the
we
money.
want to sponsor
This
you
person.
You remember what happened in 2014, 2015 when
Yeah, people bought
the
stuff for
President
President
said,
Muhammadu Buhari.
he said he didn't have the money,
Yeah.
that he couldn't afford it. Well, people came, and how much was it? Was 27
Something
million
million.
thereabout, and we are talking about 2002 and
22, where we're
I mean,
paying.
2022, and we are talking about 100 million.
So you see, the interesting part is, according to Wikipedia, the Nigerian president actually earns 30 million naira annually.
Annually. Okay.
So that's about 2 years.
That's the basic salary.
basic salary.
So that means in 4 years he earns 120 million, and he has used 100 of the 120 to buy the farm.
To buy just the phone.
So the emolument of office and all of that is. Are you saying that is just okay?
Anyway, okay, above the nameplate, we're still on the Punch newspaper.
And that's why they don't want us to declare, because I don't have 100 million.
Don't worry, we will.
I don't even have 50
Just
million. I don't have
declare. We will
those
rally
10 million.
around you.
Yeah, okay, we'll get the
We
money
will
from.
break internet and
See, we will do what's that? Crowdfunding.
Okay.
we don't worry. We'll
And
just
they will lock all your accounts, and they will make sure that they freeze all your accounts, because they know this one that is coming, no way for you.
1,000 naira per person. Who wants
I just pray we get there someday. In this country, it's really sad what our reality is.
True.
As much as
Extremely true.
we might want to deny it. It's our reality. It's just unfortunate, but
Very true.
we will keep open and we will stop talking, and believe that someday we will get there. All right, above the nameplate, we have presidency. Group D first as Ohaneze Adebanjo won Jonathan. A lot of people are saying, Mr. Ex-President, please look for some. Don't answer these people. They are just pushing you and pushing you and pushing you.
I sent
What
a
would you
message.
say about
I
that?
sent a message to him, to his private account, and I said, "Sorry, Mr. President, my advice is
Ignore them.
just stay back, just ignore, just be an elder statesman, contribute your quota from wherever you are."
And I think
But
it's contributing more.
coming to say you want to contest again, you will lose everything you've had. 10 of Jonathan's
The
cannot
pedigree.
fix this country as we speak.
Exactly.
It has even gone far, far, far beyond what he knew when he was there.
And when he was there was money.
He
there
has
was
gone
oil.
far. Yes,
The
he
foreign
had,
reserves were
I had
good.
issues with him through, well, truth be told,
But now-
during his term, I had, but what we have today, far,
It's
far,
worse.
far worse.
Worse.
So there's nothing he can fit. So better for him, stay back. Whatever you want to contribute to this nation,
Contribute from
you have your nation. Okay, Mr. Former President Baba Obasanjo, he's still talking. He's still contributing his quota. He can't say he want to come and contest as president. So I would just advise, as elder statesman, just stay back in Otueke there or Abuja, wherever you want to stay, and contribute to your part to the. But on this presidency, I mean, we have over 200 people in this country.
200 million.
So 200 million in this country is a slap on us. If we can get a
Get
hand
it right.
that can fix this, and going back to peak, I mean, a former president.
Maybe what we want to do
The
is
thing
to
is, the
go
one
the
that can-
Malaysian
why are we like
way.
this?
We may want to go the Malaysian
Anyway,
way. We went back to their former president to bring him back
Talking
to face.
about Reverend Kuka now, blame military, not Kuka, for Tucano's delay. That's coming from the Northern Elders Forum this morning. Okay, now manufacturers borrow 1.03 trillion naira from banks, debits its debts. It's 4.2 trillion naira. In fact, honestly, I don't want to be reading this debt thing, because you just be hearing debt, and the thing will just be giving you headache. That who are the debtors and who are the ones spending? Who are the ones borrowers and who are the spenders? It's just unfortunate. Talking about Alafin, contenders begin application submission after 8 days, and we also have Nigeria's there's a micro and small medium enterprises drop by 2 million in 4 years. Unfortunate. That's a report coming from the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria. Well, we have the small businesses folding up. I don't know. But it's I don't know where we are going to. An economic recovery. World Bank plans a $170 billion lifeline for Nigeria and others. Okay, please arrest 9 suspected kidnappers in Ogun State. Urge intending Muslim pilgrims storm Lagos Assembly protest fare hike. Kyari, I saw this in the news yesterday. Drug baron with 103 bank accounts nabbed at Lagos airport, and the news is saying that the drug deal is being traced to this same Kyari.
Super Cup. I think apparently what happened was out of that they got like 200 packs, and from that 200 packs, would cost about some 3 billion thereabouts. I may not be accurate. And what then happened?
3 billion. I think I read something.
What then happened? Then out of the 200, they were able to present 20. So 180 disappeared. And that was what was linked to Abakari, and that was what Abakari did. As 180 disappeared, and that was the cost of the 3 billion. So now it's serving cup, a celebrated one, to some of the things you were doing. So this clearly shows that some of the people you nabbed, we may have to revisit
those cases,
because we may have to find out whether
something went wrong,
or whether some of these people did not dance
to your tune.
Maybe that's the reason why they
didn't compromise or something, or because we really need to check this out. Because this is now becoming, every day get new revelations.
Honestly, when I read it yesterday, I had to read it over and over and over again, and honestly, it pains my heart to say that now, at this stage that we find ourselves, who can we really say we can trust? Who can we really say, okay, this person is, at least we can find one person that is worthy in this country? It's so sad, our reality.
Well, the man in question, the drug baron, is a renowned one.
Yeah.
He's been traced for a long time.
Yeah.
And apparently the warehouse where he kept, his staff was actually picked up at the MM2 here in Lagos. Which led to them watching out for him. 2 weeks ago, he was supposed to be en route MM2 to Abuja. He was picked up here.
Yeah.
The case happened right here in Lagos.
Please, do you have his name? Can you read out his name? If his name is...
It was actually, no, it wasn't made public.
It was the name
made
is
public. It was in the news I read last night as well.
As this morning, his name is out. And the name is like 3 names in one.
Okay,
so really?
It's
the national drug. Okay, you found
Afam Ukatu. Is Afam Ukatu. Ukatu chairman is the chairman of Malin's group of companies.
This paper didn't carry all the names. Yeah, I said like 3 names in one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chief Afam Ukatu.
Oh no, that's
so now.
Okay, go on.
So the 3 million deal apparently had a warehouse that was busted by Kyari and his boys when they were in Ikeja. The entire team busted the warehouse, got the goods of about 3 billion naira, which was the actual issue. Now, a box each, the staff was caught with just about a couple of boxes, but apparently a box each costs 15 million. but in the black market it's sold for 18 million naira. So you see the difference. So they have been, it's tramadol. Gramages of tramadol.
Sorry, I
it's
think
not acceptable
I don't know.
in Nigeria.
I think that part we need to correct it. The 3 billion we are talking about, it was not for the entire goods.
No, it's just what
The
was
200.
linked. Yes.
Okay.
What is linked to Abba Kyari's team is a 3 billion naira deal.
Yeah.
Because apparently it looks as if they busted the warehouse
So
and
it's,
goods worth about,
Yes.
was what was
the
there.
National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has arrested Chief Alpha Mukatu, who is described as the billionaire drug baron behind the 3 billion naira tramadol deal involving a suspended deputy commissioner of police and former. So it's the case. All right, let's take a look at this one. The Guardian newspaper comes with North plots to retain power. Afenifere Pandef. Others allege. You have Obi. Same story. I don't want to look at that. NIMC server glitches, invalidates linked needs, leaves subscribers stranded. Yesterday was in the news that Serap had taken the federal government, the Minister of Communications, to court, asking them to unblock the SIM cards of Nigerians who can no longer do outgoing calls, only incoming. That is in court. What do you think? What's the position of the law about such an order? Is it an instruction kind of thing? Isn't it supposed to be optional? Is it supposed to be compulsory?
That's why Serap is in court. You see, that is why we said that the system will run, and because we have a lot of people that are wearing agbada on their khakis. Yes, they don't know anything
style.
about democracy. Yes, the Abacha style. But don't let me even use the Abacha style because that's another one entirely. But we have people that have told us that they are not Abacha. That they are not behaving like Abacha, but they are worse than Abacha. Yeah, so they have their agbada on their khakis. Because what some of us said, you want to link, and I'm like, this is a place where basic amenities are not in place, where internet fluctuates, where their server comes down every time people want to register or people
Where
want
people
to link
even have
one
to
thing.
queue.
In fact, this is a place where during the COVID, that people were observing social distances was when they were threatening Nigerians to go register that they were going to block their lines and getting crowd to still come together. This is a system. We have said that this should be a long run system where you make sure, just let them know you have to register. It should be a continuous thing.
Registration.
It should be a continuous thing. Like there are some advanced countries where they have their social numbers and all that. There's nothing you can do. If they want, they will trace you to anywhere because of that particular number.
Exactly.
But this is a place, a system where your network, they have all your biometrics, all your data. The name, you have done that. You go for driver license, you will do biometrics, you will do all that.
All of them.
Everything you are doing, all of it. In fact, there was a time I was so upset with a particular network, and I told them that if they call me again, I will break the SIM and I will go for another one. I don't mind going to register afresh with another one. Why? Because I have gone there 3 times to register, to update, and yet
it wasn't done.
You kept calling me to come and I'm like, what a system. So now all these things the other time people, when Nigerian cried out to say, how come you told us to register, you told us to link this, to link that, and these are happening and you cannot even trace these numbers? What did our